Big news. I'm making an offer today. Well, I have made the offer this morning, a couple hours ago. Before I get into the house that I chose, I just need everyone to understand what it took to get here, because this house hunting process nearly broke me. No joke. All right, I also just grilled up some chicken this morning that I'm taking to my boyfriend's house later. We're going to eat dinner on the boat. And so please, while I dissect the chicken, because I like it just so, we'll get into this. If you have been house hunting in this market, in my price bracket, which I will say was between like 300 to 350, let's say. I went up a little higher and it was scary. I didn't like those mortgage payments. So in that bracket, the houses are in a sorry state. Of course, pre-COVID, they were all half the price. So it's really hard to look at the price history on a home, and it's scary to see what we are now paying. And is this ever going to be an investment, or is the market going to drop out, in a few months and then I've bought too high? We don't know. Obviously, that is the gamble. That's the game. Not a fun game. So how long have I been house hunting? I don't know, the past 4 months. And so what that entails is scouring Realtor.com, Zillow. And while you would think using those online platforms, you could save searches and they do the job for you. And yes, that is what they do. I don't know. I got hung up on Realtor. I just got more comfortable with it. And then I realized I don't think it's sending me anything new. Only things that I had saved, they would, give me an update if there was a price drop or if it went pending. Nothing ever fresh. However, even if they had, I didn't trust the system. Not to mention I kept changing parameters, like adding towns, subtracting towns, bumping up my bracket, and then realizing, the original bracket, the search was only on the lower bracket, and on and on. I was working with my original realtor at the time, who set me up with an online realtor only database that puts in a county, and it would send me then everything in that county. I don't even think there was a price cap. And maybe it was a price cap, yes, but there was no narrowing down that county. So often I just see the houses, not where I want to be, not where I want to be, not where I want to be, because it was this big. I wanted it right here. Every morning, I get up at 4 a.m. before work, have a cup of tea, and I'd comb through everything. Now, mind you, I had just done it the night before as well, and this is the cycle. Hours and hours of research, hours and hours of plugging in, mapping it, like the mapping. Holy shit, the mapping. Every property, I would not even know what to do first. Do I even like some of the pictures? Should I read the description because it might say cash only as is, or it just might not be the right size? Or should I check to see if it's even close to work or my son's work, who will be living with me, before we get invested in wanting it and liking the photos? It's like there's no right answer. You just kind of dive in. I would do it different ways. I'd look, I'm like, okay, this one looks promising. Let's map it. Then I'd do all the mapping, find out how far we all are away, only to then start reading the description, and it's not going to work for whatever reason. Absolute madness. I was constantly thinking I was missing something. So you get stuck in this crazy loop of going over the same stuff you've already looked at again and again. And even though you've hearted some, because you want to keep an eye on them, it was never ending. I never stopped. I'd dream about these houses. And then you would lose track of why certain homes that you didn't heart, why didn't you? Because you'd see them come up again and again. And other people would show them to me. I'm like, yeah, that one was a no for, what reason? And I'd have to re-research it to make sure it was a no, and then to inform everybody else why you had already said no. So that is also the definition of insanity. Re-researching the same properties to learn the same information, but I just couldn't retain it because it was just so much. Yeah, that part, having to justify to other people why you want or don't want a home, when they don't fully understand all your parameters and all of your reasons. I get everyone's has like the best intentions, and I do want their help because what if I missed something? You never know. And so I'm never going to say, don't show me things, because what if I missed it? However, I will say, no one has ever shown me something I didn't know about. And all it did for me was add on to this mental load of proving why it was a yes, a no, or whatever. Or I'm like, oh, you thought that one was great? Did you see that there was a land lease? And there was an HOA of $700 a month. If you wonder why a price is so good, it's great pricing, cash only, because it's a teardown, so not great. Great pricing. It's actually a manufactured home on leased land, and the HOA is insane. So your mortgage is actually even more than a house, way more expensive. It's crazy, the HOA and then plus taxes. On and on. Wow, I'm doing a terrible job at dissecting the chicken. It's my least favorite part, but I would love to know in the end the chicken's all ready to go and we're just gonna throw it on a salad. I have one friend who loved to help me find houses, but they were her dream house. She never quite understood they weren't my dream house because I need to house my 2 adult sons as well. I cannot have a little shack on a pond so I can be waterfront. She's desperate to have me be waterfront. She would never listen to that. I can't live northeast because my daughter is south. I can't live northeast because work is way south. I can't live northeast because then boyfriend is too far. I said it's an impossible task for me, and I know all of the parameters. And that's just location, mind you. That's nothing to do with, my hopes and dreams and my hierarchy of what I want and don't want in a home. An impossible task. There was this one open house I went to that there was another woman there by herself, and we were asking kind of the same questions when we were in the kitchen with the seller agent. And we kind of hit it off, and she's like, I would ask something, she's like, oh, I had just the same question, or oh yeah, what's the answer to that question? And then we look at a couple rooms together, but just because we happen to be walking around together. And then whatever, we separated. We met back up outside because just looking at the perimeter and whatnot. And we started talking about the house again, and this time like a really good vent session, which it was so lovely to have someone who is literally right there seeing the things I'm seeing, but also have been in the market for months in the same price point, having the same struggles. And so we are just bitching about this particular house because we show up and find out that the rock stonework in the front, which did look odd, didn't really match the style of the home. It turned out it was plastic, and we were both angry about this. I said, I prefer a wood home, but if it's a vinyl plastic home, fine. But plastic rock is where I draw the line. And she was like, right? And what about this weird roof line over here? And something doesn't make sense with what have you. So we're having a great time. Then we're complaining about the market itself. She has 2 realtors working for her in 2 different states. She's seen dozens and dozens, and we are just in the thick of it together, and it was great. And so as we are chatting, she stops and looks down and she says, are we wearing the same thing? And I look down and we're both wearing our flowy, loose overalls that I've been wearing in the past like 3 videos. And they were different colors, but I looked down and I said, oh, yes, I see their overalls, but I'm like, oh, but do you have a pocket? Yes, she has a pocket. Then I looked down and the same pleating. Then we have pockets, and then the buttons were the same, and it was pretty funny. And we were just having a moment, and it was a really great, we are the same person going through the same experience, and which is what brings me here. Is that was so great and validating that we're both experiencing the same thing. We both understand what's happening out there. We're not being overly picky. It's just so hard. So anyway, a little fun story. It was just a fun moment. And we laughed a whole bunch and just kept looking at it. And then I said, did Amazon? Yes, Amazon. They're the same exact overalls. And we, wished each other luck and went on our merry way. That was fun. So the house. Yesterday, my realtor lined up 3 homes in the same town. I finally like compromised on location. This town's going to be an hour for my son to work and an hour and 15-ish for me. That sounds like a lot, but I have been traveling an hour and a half, which I get is not a huge difference, but I will feel it. So anyway, I've come to grips with it. There's just no other homes that are going to work for all the reasons we need it to in a better location. Doesn't exist. I mean, if it does, it'll be out of my price range, or everyone will be buying it. And again, out of my price range, because there will be a bidding war. So we've decided on this town. We saw 3 homes yesterday. My realtor is very pushy. This is my newer one. It's not a great fit for me, but it's working enough. So she's just like, yep, you're buying something today. I do not like, I think she was just trying to like stay positive and mean it in that way, but she also means it in like, I'm kind of done with you, which would be fine. Like, I decided if I didn't pick one yesterday, we would both just move on. I think she's too busy for me. She shows high-end homes. I'm not her ideal client. But I told her that at the beginning when I reached out, and she was fine with it. Anyway, we saw 3 homes. The first one, I was like, oh, great. Yep, there's the neighbor. There's a tenant. There's like a small apartment building, a tenant there, and he's smoking on his front porch. So I can smell it on my front porch. And I'm like, this is my biggest fear. But it's also reality when I'm going to be living in much closer proximity to people. So we go in. I've been looking at this one for a while, on the market for 55 days. And it is good inside. There's all hardwood floors. It's big enough. It's got a bonus room. My bedroom can be on the main floor, right next to laundry. And then the boys can be upstairs with their own bathroom. Not a full bath, but at least there's 2 toilets. Anyway, I was like, damn, I do like this. Even though the sun's coming in on the wrong side. So at the end of the day, it's getting blocked. The kitchen is darker. I really don't love that. I love this right now. I'm getting light. Again, another concession, another compromise. So then we go to house number 2, 1 bathroom, much smaller. All of us would be upstairs in bedrooms that were just clustered together with the bathroom upstairs. So that was tricky. I got to start cutting, guys. That would be tricky because like downstairs, there's no bathroom. Like anytime you go to the bathroom, you got to go upstairs and there's only 1. That was going to be rough. I don't even think there was a place to put a bathroom downstairs if you could afford it. Like, there's not a lot of room in this house. Plus, there was no garage. And the laundry was down in the yucky basement. Yes, right there at the bottom of the stairs, but it was so nice with the other one being like, I can finally have laundry on the main floor and it's right by my bedroom. And like, I don't have to put shoes on to go down to a yucky, creepy basement to do my laundry. So, but an adorable little backyard with a 3-season screened-in porch. Anyway, that one was really cute for lots of reasons. I was like, okay. I really wanted one of these homes to just be a straight up hard no, so I would have less decision making. So we got to the 3rd one, on the market for like less than 24 hours. This woman's had it for 57 years. This one's on the busiest road with no garage and 1 driveway that's all we could park. We're gonna have to park 3 cars in a line. I can't handle that. My daughter does that now with 2 cars, and it's annoying and a hassle. I cannot imagine every day, like every night when finally everyone comes home, to fix the car situation so it makes sense in the morning. And 1 bathroom. And this time the bathroom had no window, and it's kind of like right off the kitchen. So you would have to go through the kitchen, up the stairs, and turn, and then all the bedrooms, which were nice size with great closets. But to pee in the middle of the night, are you kidding me? That was a haul. And to put in a bathroom there, which, yeah, there was space, like that's probably $20,000. Even if I could do that, it was gonna hurt. Anyway, my realtor's like, okay, which one? Like, what do you think? And I was like, I think it's the house number 1 with the smoker outside that I said I would never concede to. However, these other nicer homes, they were slightly nicer neighborhood. I mean, all wicked close to each other, but just a better street. Anyone can be a smoker. And then there's dogs barking. It's just what is going to happen in what I call the city. This town is considered a city. It's just a small city, college town city. Anyway, she's like, well, you want to go back and see it? And I was like, ooh, yes. And my daughter, who lives like a mile away, I called her up. I'm like, can you meet me there? I need someone else to look at this because I'm literally going to make an offer today and all by myself and have no one to talk to about this or show anything. It's scary as all get out. So she meets me there. She liked it, and we were just really talking about the pros and cons and how I can lighten up the kitchen and whatever. So anyway, guys, that's it. I made the offer this morning. I have made offers before. We kind of knew I wasn't going to get it, right? Like it was like a Hail Mary, had to try it. This is the first one that's kind of like, yeah, it's been sitting there. An investor owns it and they had been renting it. So it's just for them, according to my realtor, numbers. They're looking for a number and they don't, that's all it is. So I'm actually offering a little over asking, even though they just put it down 10K, I'm bumping it back up 5K to see if it'll make the deal a little sweeter. That I want like seller concessions and my buyer's agent fee like paid in full, like so I don't have to. So I pay a little more monthly to get a lot more cash back in my pocket, as it were. So fingers crossed. By the way, this is one of the very few times you're going to see me without a hat. I'm a hat girl. I hate my hair. It's a frizzy mess. I did a lot of smoothing today to have this happen. And I was leaving it out for a little while. Generally, my hair just drives me crazy because of the frizz or just it's on me and I have to eventually put it up. Or I'm in the car with the windows down. So I need my hat. And once you go hat, you never go back. I don't know what my point is here. I guess just enjoy it while you can. Wish me luck. Fingers crossed. Also, please help me to stop looking at homes now because I do not want to know if there's something better now that I've made an offer. But on the same hand, if this offer falls through and I'm not following the market, I don't know. I'll feel lost. I don't know what I'll do with my time. I'm getting hours back from researching homes. So I guess I will have time for my YouTube, which is really ideal. If you're in this wild west of house hunting in 2026, commiserate with me, share with me, and fingers crossed with me, and I will do the same for you. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for helping me dissect the chicken today, and I'll see you when I see you.